Greetings, fellow survivors. Rodamon here. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival. Episode 9, Deeper into the Wilderness. Okay, before that heats up, what factors are most important for a base? So, groundwater, seawater, proximity, freshwater pond, open and visible, beauty, other. Oh, actually, there's one other factor, which is proximity to wood. Or trees, but I'll just call it wood. Okay, so you guys can decide what factors I should be most considering. And then my priority is going to be make a saw and fox, which is like a sword. So we're waiting for these to be heated up to be workable. And then we'll hammer out the forms. Stick it on the anvil, pick what we're making, grab our hammer, hit F, and start moving the voxels around until we have the shape we want. The top of the screen also tells us how much material we have and temperature and other things, and that's from the Smithing Plus mod. The Smithing Plus mod also gives you the ability to recover metal bits. So traditionally, when you're making really small things like chisels, you end up just cutting most, or splitting, I should say, it's not cutting, most of the material off of the thing you're working on, which feels like pretty wasteful. So the Smithing Plus mod allows you to recover those bits as, in this case, tin bronze, to be able to use again for other projects. To either re-crucible them or and you can see my inventory in the bottom right or in the bottom, that I'm gaining tin bronze nuggets. The other thing is if you ever screw up and cut or split too much, you can also put material back on. There's my saw blade. I don't really need to wait it to cool down. There's my tin bronze saw. Perfect. And now I have 9 tin bronze bits that I can use in future projects. I'll just put the burning hot bronze bits into a wicker basket. Nothing wrong with that, right? All right, let's do the fox. And the fox is just like a, you know, just a better melee weapon. Because I've been having trouble with the, some of the animals bullying me. And you don't need to see a grown man cry, so I need something to protect myself. And I have the overhang above me because if it was raining on the thing I'm trying to forge, it would cool down the thing I'm trying to forge, and then I would need to reheat it back up. So if it ever cools down too much, it's like not game over or anything like that. You just have to use more fuel in the forge to heat it back up to temp. So it's a nuisance. It's not doom. Seems to me like groundwater is maybe the most important op. Groundwater and beauty. So, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So I will ask if there's a specific biome that you want me to seek out that has good groundwater. That will be a follow-up poll. Because it looks like it's going to be a mix of groundwater and beauty. For me, I still want to be somewhat approximate to the seawater, if possible. But I'll consider your input. All right, we got ourselves a weapon. Is there a biome you want me to be in most? No? Jungle? Savanna? Or plains? That's pretty much what's around me. I wouldn't consider like being in sand biomes. I'm not interested in that personally. So, before I do anything else, let's enclose our base. I know that it's not going to be good for smoke-wise to do that, but I just want to show the benefit of it all the same. So moving the tools out of the windowsill or whatever that was previously. And now with this saw, I don't actually have any wood, do I? I just have... Yeah, okay. I need some wood. You tree are gonna die. You're gonna die for our science. So I don't need a big tree like one of these oaks. It's too much work. So if there's no preferred biome, I will just try to suss out good groundwater then. While also keeping some of the other factors, like beauty, in the forefront of my mind. That'll work for me. Come on, Walnut. Just fall down now. Realize I'm using a flint axe. I could obviously make some more tin bronze and graduate away from flint tools. A little overtime. It'll happen. Alright, I think that's all the wood. Alright, with the saw that we've got, we can then create boards. And then boards equal a door. So there is like a crude like stick door that you can make, but it doesn't actually enclose a room. So it doesn't work as a door, which is why I didn't bother. But now with this door, you can see the perish timings for vegetables is 0.2. Right? And that's the difference here. If I like break it, let's say 1.02. And there's some time of day factors and the like at play here as well, because it's like early in the morning and therefore it's cooler or whatever. But point is, if I want to keep my food from spoiling, obviously a cellar is where it's at. So this is technically a cellar now. I wouldn't really be able to cook in here as a result of the smoke, like, being an issue, but the good news is we have somewhere to, like, put our food and not have it go bad. Alright. I am now going to... Current priority. Find a place to live with good groundwater and pretty. Possibly in a jungle. But, you know, that's more of a secondary factor. Just gonna put all the stuff away that I don't need. I am rather hungry, so let's see if we can't, I got a little bit of grain, but that's not gonna feed me much. Maybe I'll go get some of the, tenderhoofs from the oaks over there and mix it with, fish, because I see some fish in there. Well, okay. You're not a fish. So I'll start scouting out a place to live as soon as I get a little grub in me. What's that? Is that cassiterite, like, right there? That would be hilarious. That it was, like, in my backyard. I didn't know it. Okay, I don't want one mushroom. That's not enough for a full meal. So as far as wells go, most wells are going to be semi-subterranean. Like, you'll have to dig down for a well. And the water quality or the quantity will get better just like a few tiles down. So even like a potentially low reading can be good if you dig like 6 tiles down or something like that. And then up to 10 tiles down, depending on your mod settings. Alright, I got my mushrooms, I guess. Let's make a soup. The terrain around here is very interesting. Ooh, chanterelle. Yum. Let's go into the water, it won't kill me. Still hurt. So what was that? Is that really cassiterite? Oh, good lord, it is. That is hilarious. It's like, what, 30 tiles from my home? Alright, more like 70 tiles from my home, but still, that close? Good lord. I had no idea. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. The pond stocks might not be doing so good. I don't seem to be pulling up a lot of fish. It did give me 4, though. Oh, I doused my torch. There we go. So I'm putting a fire out here because the smoke would not be great. if I left it where it was. And I want to make a soup. Which one's empty? This one. There we go. 3 servings of beetroot soup with fish. And then this last fish fillet, I could maybe just... Oh, I had red wine caps here. Oh my god. Whatever. I was oblivious to that. It's not my fault. So once we have a little meal where I'm not gonna like starve to death, I'll go scouting. So I think what I'll try is, we got like jungle-y stuff up here. I'll try this coast going north, because there's a lot of woods here and woods there, and we'll check it for groundwater. Alright, resetting the torches and then we'll be on our way. So one torch in here seems to not smoke out the room so bad. So I can, I guess, keep a torch on my cabin. Seems tolerable. Oh, I don't need to be leaving home with a bronze hammer. That's ridiculous. But I'll keep my pick and pro pick on me so that I can prospect out there. Alright. We are headed towards this red clay vessel. So I'm just going to pin the red clay. It's good enough. And hopefully there's like food on the way that I can forage, because I don't have a ton of food on me right now. And you guys want me to find somewhere ideally beautiful that has decent groundwater. Got it. It is 11 in the morning, so I still have some daylight hours. Very poor freshwater aquifer. Stronger to the southeast and below. I'm not going to worry about... Oh, here we go. Here's some foraging. I'm not going to worry about that because I want to be closer to the coast up north. Maybe one day I'll be done eating bugs. Oh, wow. 1 termite? Seriously? Do they respawn? I think so. I forget. Either way, it's probably bad to rely on them as like a food source forever, because it's just bad form. And if you're wondering about damage, the poke damage of the flint spear is 2, and the slash damage of the fox is 4.5. So it's 2.5 times stronger. So I know I've been like absolutely getting my butt kicked in basically every combat. Like, it's mostly I've just been attacking things as self-defense to try to get them to disengage. But this bronze weapon is going to be far more effective than like poking with a flint spear. Flint spears do 5 damage when thrown, but if you want to... Oh, speaking of which, if you want to take down like a target, like a hyena, you're going to need like 4 or 5 flint spears to be thrown in rapid succession. Spears is something that is a weird weapon in that They do hit max tier. So most weapons can go up from like copper to steel, but spears can't. So you've got spears that top out at like ornate or black bronze, and they don't go any higher than that. There's no iron spear or steel spear for maybe balancing reasons. I'm not exactly sure myself, but I actually really like throwing spears, and they just max out. So at some point, we're going to need to get ourselves you know, a bow and arrow to do hunting once I have the means to butcher. Because that's going to be a lot more effective than me, like, chasing things with a falx, praying that, like, I can take it down. Okay, we got our field snacks. So I am moving towards the giant redwood forest area, and there's jungle along the coast, and the hope is to find decent groundwater along this coast, ideally near a pond. Because surface freshwater is also really helpful. So surface freshwater, like a pond, allows you to boil it for clean water, and then groundwater for a well allows you to have access to groundwater that way. And it would be best if I had the best of both worlds, if I had access to both. So I want to do a... Maybe I'll go back to that little tunnel. I want to do a test here. Oh, well, this is just a micro hole. Light salt water. Definitely not here. But if we were looking for zinc, we did find a decent reading of zinc. Not like an awesome reading, but like, I've seen worse. It's also worth noting that if we wanted to sort, you can sort by like aquifer. So if I hide all of my waypoints, these are the aquifer readings. Of course, they're not exactly color-coded, but it allows you to selectively hide things from your search parameters so that you can filter and... I was here? Getting dirt, I guess? If you move a block between the pond and the hole... So the way it works is similar to Minecraft. I hate to just keep comparing this to Minecraft, but there's source water. So you can't, like, infinitely grow a pond. Only the water that exists can be source water. So as you can see, that corner there is not filled with water. It's partial. Meaning that you can't just, like... There is no... You know, hydrodynamics. You can't just, like, drain stuff like that. Alright, so here we are at the red clay that I wanted to head towards. And let's try to find a viable spot to do... Also, I'm thirsty as hell. God, how did I get that thirsty? Sometimes prospecting is annoying because you have to do a lot of shoveling just to find stone. And I'm going to break this shovel. Oh, this was not far enough. if it's not far enough, it will reset to the first strike. Basically, the way it works is you're triangulating. So the initial strike is like the anchor point. So light freshwater, Safari, all right. It's not really any different than down there. It's basically the same reading. What was this? Fruit tree, yellow apple. Okay. We're going to head north and just keep looking at the quality of the groundwater. If we do like a specific area, what I can do is try to follow. Like the aquifer seems better northeast and below. The problem with northeast of this is it's ocean, so that's not a reasonable thing to try to seek out, right? I'm not going to go into the ocean to make a well. That's silly. Plus, it's almost certainly going to be saltwater anyway. My only concern with living in the jungle biome, if I'm deep within the jungle and not like at the edge of the biome, is traversing the terrain. Hi, Panda. Traversing the terrain is going to like super suck. It's like not great to move around in because it's not flat. It's not easy to walk. So that would be my one sort of feedback about like living. If we're trying to aim to live somewhere beautiful, jungles might be pretty, but they're not walkable. I could also try near the redwoods. I am heading towards them. I don't want to be like way up a mountainside though, because for the same sort of accessibility problems. I imagine this is going to have roughly the same values as the last place. Light fresh water. Almost no ores. And my freshwater wants me to go east into the ocean to find better freshwater yet. Nope. Chat ain't picky, we just want perfection. Yeah, well, those two are contradictory. Oh, but okay. Alright, here we are in the foothills of the redwoods. This would be somewhat inconvenient to live up on, but it's not without its charm, I'll admit. And there are some ponds, so I'm going to check this pond over here to the northwest to see, Hogger, to see if it's got good groundwater. Oh, it's a little flatter over here, but just below the redwoods. So this would be a good spot if there's good groundwater. Because this kind of terrain will keep me alive, right? So there's red clay and groundwater. It's right next to all the redwoods. And this exposed rock is close enough, I would say, to the pond area that I'll get a decently accurate prospecting reading. Hey, Flippers. Thank you for the resub. And the hydrate. No water, and northeast and below gets stronger readings. I'll check here. The yellow marker I just put down, because that's northeast. What was the ores though? A little copper, possibly. Nothing special. It's very foggy. I can't see anything. Rainfall, almost all the time. Well, I wouldn't really need to worry about irrigation. Hello, little pond. Is there any rock? Yeah, here we go. Perfect. Light fresh water, northwest and below, it gets stronger. This peninsula, I mean, I can't see in all of its glory right now because I can't see anything. But what I will try to do, before I go any further, let's fill up my water because I'm thirsty. And then I'll check northwest and below to see if there's a good well location close by. Oh god, that was salt water. Dang it. You tricked me. Oh crap. My hydration is critically bad. This is fresh water. I gotta be careful with that. I failed to notice the red hydration bar and just drank from it anyway. Like a dummy. Alright, that's also fresh water. If it's blue, it's fresh water, and if it's a red, it's salt water. Having a saltwater pond adjacent to the base, like, would be interesting. So here's, if you see the red. Also, like, you can see that there's no plant matter in that pond. It's very oligotrophic. How's that for a term? Whereas here, it's muddy gravel, not sand. It looks different, you know. And I should have noticed, I just didn't. Can't be perfect all the time. Oh, don't you nibble me. I'm gonna have a clam bake if you touch me. Or clam bake. Crab bake. So this is just one last attempt to see if I can get a good groundwater reading around here. If not, I'll keep seeking other places out. I'm not holding my breath though. I'm not really sure this spot truly fulfills the whole like beauty requirement too, but that was secondary. Yeah, just light fresh water. Okay. We'll move on. I'm going to move to this area over here. I'm going to try to work throughout the night so that I make more progress on this, because running all the way back home would just take a lot of time and then not actually fulfill any of the goals that I've set out for myself. So although it's dangerous, I'll just keep going. Is there a shale? Okay. If I want termites, there is some termites to the west. So we got some pretty open plains, prairies, meadows, whatever you want to call them. So decent. And I'll start the prospecting here and then work more westward. See if I could get good readings. So there's the red clay over there. can't actually see the stone on the other side. Gonna make prospecting annoying. I'm about to break another shovel. Like you do. You feel like the next spot's gonna be ideal? Could be. Light fresh water. High in native copper. Aquifer seems to be stronger north and east. Northeast is not helpful, that's ocean, so I'm just going to keep going west. I mean, it stands to reason there'd be huge saltwater aquifers underneath the ocean, but that's just not like the reading you know, that's not helpful at all. So we're pretty close to where I had originally marked. This is probably seawater. No, how is this? Interesting. I guess this is a complete, yeah, it connects. This is all freshwater. Neat. IRL, it'd probably be brackish, but the game doesn't have a concept of oh, hello, snake. Is that a rat snake? Yeah. Yeah, it's just a rat snake. Okay. It's not like a chain viper. I don't need to be envenomated. No thanks. Had a lot of YouTube comments going, oh, snakes only show up if you turn over a rock. It's like, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sure does, YouTube comments. Yep, I totally turned over a rock to reveal that rat snake. Sarcasm, of course, because obviously I didn't. It was just there. At some point, a bronze shovel wouldn't be unreasonable, given the amount of excavation I find myself doing. Feels like last week's search for copper. I mean, we could always settle for a light freshwater aquifer. It's not going to be the end of the world. All I'd need to do is dig a few extra wells and it'd be fine. Whoa! Ultra high native copper. 28.5 milli. Aquifer seems to get stronger to the northeast and below. Northeast is, you know, ocean. But this is a big lake, so it's possible that northeast and below is a viable spot for once. Oh, you turned over a rock when I was looking. So I have you to blame for the snake. Thanks. Northeast and below. So let's try here. In that, like, island area thing. See if it's any good up that way. So if you're wondering about venomous snakes, they bite you, and then you take dot damage. And they would kill me basically as fast as, like, one of the hogs did. So, wouldn't be great to get nibbled. Thank you for tuning in to Vintage Story Primitive Survival, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but I'm not looking for any backseating. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Seraphs.